Good evening, I'm Samantha Souza.
And I'm Coleman Drew. This is the Great White Way Report's Ask a Host edition.
Your questions are in, biatches, and we're about to answer them for you.
Alrighty.
Let's get started. Shall we do the ones that you ask me or I ask you, or?
I think we should do it back and forth-sies.
Alright, I like it.
So I'm going to start off right now, Samantha.
Alright, I'm ready, I think.
Alright, this is a question to Sam. Kristen or Adina? The wrong answer may cause me to unsubscribe.
Well, I guess I don't really have a preference either way. I never really was a Adina or Kristen fangirl, but if I had to pick one,
Right.
I think I would go with Kristen only because she has a personality and Adina doesn't.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Okay, I have one for you now.
You have one for me?
Okay, yeah.
Alright.
Okay, the question is, who should be Fanny in the Funny Girl revival? If you say Leah Michelle, I will slap you and find you and kill you.
I agree with whoever asked that question. It should not be her. Actually, I got an inside information that a lot of women were meeting with the director, some of which are so not right. Did you hear about who?
I heard about it.
It was bad.
Yeah.
I actually think it should be someone who is not like a Broadway star. I have a friend who's on the Broadway. She's the understudy to Elphaba. Her name is Stephanie Torrance. And she's blonde, but bitch is funny.
She went to school with us. She's fierce.
She can sing like no other, dye that hair brown, and she is the kind of Fanny Bryce that would win a Tony. So that's my vote for Fanny Bryce.
She's so talented.
Stephanie Torrance.
I totally agree with you.
Go get it. If you're not calling your agent every day and saying, why am I not Fanny Bryce? You're a fool. You're a fool. Fuck green. Go Jew. What else? Ooh, this is fun. Who's your favorite Broadway couple?
Oh, my favorite Broadway couple. There's so few.
No, I have one. I actually have like two.
Oh, God. My favorite Broadway couple. I can't even think of anybody. That's really sad. I think I'll probably have to go with Maren Maisie and Jason Danieley.
Great.
Well, what was yours? Because I can't think of anybody.
I originally thought of Laura Benanti.
Oh, that's my favorite couple.
Well.
That's my favorite couple.
They're amazing.
Because they're
right?
hilarious.
They're hilarious.
And super
Hot.
attractive people. And they're both very talented. They're both doing their own thing. She's going to be on that Playboy Club show on NBC.
So excited for that new show.
Yeah, and he's like on TV on Rescue Me, and he does a lot of really, really good quality Broadway and off-Broadway material. That's my pick. My first choice was just an afterthought because I had to say something. And I don't even really like either one of them, together or alone. So that's my answer.
We can never go back to before.
No.
Ooh, what are your favorite and least favorite Sondheim shows? And that was asked by
Adavid H317.
It's a great name.
Some of these questions we have your names down, some of them we don't. So sorry
from the
about
YouTube. All right, so favorite, least favorite Sondheim show.
It's so hard.
Yeah.
There's so many good ones. I'm going to say for my favorite, just one that's kind of obscure, even though I have so many. I'm going to say Passion, because not a lot of people even really know about it.
Right.
It's one of my favorite ones. I really recommend, if you can get your hands on it, some bootleg of I think it was the PBS special with Patti LuPone and Michael Cimpress and Audra McDonald. Is outrageous.
It's phenomenal.
So beautiful. What's yours?
I have a lot. I mean, I'm Mr. Sondheim. My favorite musical of all times is Into the Woods. I don't...
How could it not be your favorite Sondheim show?
Because there's so many that I just appreciate of his work that I just think are like beautiful masterpieces, like Sunny the Park with George.
Oh, I should have said Assassins, because that's really my favorite.
Then take it back. Say that.
Assassins is really my favorite, because it's most overall, like, to die.
Is it?
And the music, and yeah, that's... God, it's so... I keep taking back my answers, because they're so...
That's why you didn't get to see the questions.
It's so hard. What
Um,
about least favorite? Ones that we like... I mean, none of them are bad, it's just our least favorite. My least favorite would be Roadshow.
My least favorite is
Done.
just because it needs to be developed because it's got such great music as anyone could whistle. I think that like it's like almost there.
Okay, Coleman.
Hit me.
This question is from Up the Railing Step. I think Julia Murney is amazing and criminally underused. Tell me I'm not wrong.
You are not wrong. And as someone who has the same birthday as Julia Murney, January 14th, what?
Why are you talking like that?
I have to say, number one, she's my favorite Elphaba. So you all can suck it, because she's amazing. And I just love her so much. Although I don't like her and Evita. That should not happen. So here's one from Nick Morrison. And it's, who is Samantha's Gavin Creel?
Okay, here's the thing. I think that you could attest to this. I never really had like a major Broadway crush. Like the way that you do for Gavin.
I'm over him. I have to say, though, that you have something else going. She is Shik's goddess to a little boyfriend who's totally her little Jew lover. I'm saying you gotta like a Shik's goddess.
I'm like the Sherry Renee Scott to my boyfriend Mike's Norbert Leo
Norbert Butts. Totally.
I mean, I guess, but I mean, I don't know. I really don't have
the Broadway one.
I don't really have the Broadway one. I just don't think I look at people when I'm watching them on stage that way.
That's not how it happened. Like, you're making me sound weird.
I don't mean to put that on you, Coleman. I'm just saying, I never have really been like that.
Right.
I'm just making it worse. I'm digging a hole for you. I'm sorry.
Thanks, I appreciate it. Moving on.
All right, so we're gonna do a bunch of questions really quickly, just with the answers. All right?
Yep.
Neil Patrick Harris.
Gavin Creel or myself, not Coleman Drew. Follow me.
Wendy's.
Both.
Green.
Blue-green, the color of the sea. Are you from Europe?
What is that?
Water ice.
Anyway.
I love to actually chew ice, so I probably would enjoy it.
All right. Chocolate.
Potato chips. Myself. What are your guilty pleasure shows?
My guilty pleasure shows.
Yeah, what are like some shows like?
I guess a recent one would be Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. I mean, that's definitely a guilty pleasure show. I don't know why there aren't more people on the bandwagon for this. I think there's like an underground like club of people who like love this show.
First rule of Fight Club: don't talk about Priscilla, Queen of the Desert.
I guess, but I love that show, and I will definitely be seen dancing around my apartment to Nick Adams singing "Material Girl" maybe once a week or so. So
I've seen it.
That's probably my guilty pleasure show right now.
This is a question to both of us from West Offer 77
Okay.
on the Tube of You. It's what is your dream role? That's the first part of the question.
Okay.
So what is our dream roles?
Yikes.
Right?
There are so many great parts out there that I want to play.
Well, for me, I mean, I have a list, but I really, really, really have been into Hedwig and the Angry Inch. I want to be Hedwig.
Right.
Because that's a beautiful, beautiful show. But
I mean, there's so many.
So many.
So many. Oh! I really want to be Elle Woods in Legally Blonde.
Uh-huh.
But more, I think, enriching for me would be I really want to play Dot in Sunday in the Park with George.
Oh.
Coleman doesn't agree with that. Oh, sympathetic.
No, that was sweet. And it said, also, if you two could perform in a show together, which show would it be, and who would you two play? Well, when I had blonde hair, it was kind of obvious. It's a wretched production of a show. I mean, it's not a good show. But Brother and Sis, High School Musical?
High School Musical.
There was that joke running around.
Yeah, there was like this rumor going around that we were going to be in High School Musical together somewhere.
God.
And that's actually really funny.
It would be funny.
We could actually really do that.
What would the show be that we would be in, though? For realsies.
For realsies.
And who would we playsies?
I don't know.
Probably like something like you'd be Heidi and I'd be like Hunter and the title of Showkin.
That's actually a really good choice.
Yeah.
That's actually like legit. We could actually do that.
And yeah.
Yeah.
Get some other fun peeps.
That would be really fun.
Yeah.
I like it.
Done.
Done.
For you, Samantha.
Okay.
Has a fan ever recognized you on the street?
There was one time when we were filming the Broadway version of The Hangover.
Yeah.
When
I remember.
we were filming outside of this cafe and we were walking to meet Emily Skinner and some girl walks by and she's like, "I love the Great White Way Report." And then we were just like, "Oh, all right." And then we had to like refilm. It was really kind of funny. We've also been people have stopped us at like the Broadway events that we go to together.
Like the flea market.
Like the Broadway flea market and other things like that. People, they tell us like the show, they want to take a picture or something. But it's funny because I'll never get recognized without Coleman. So,
Really?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Oh,
I don't think
get
I've ever been recognized without Coleman. Maybe once, but I don't.
I've gotten recognized a lot. Like,
It's because Coleman's the star of the show.
that's not true. I'm just like,
I'm just the straight.
I think
girl.
people are intimidated by you because you're so hot.
Okay. All right,
No,
there we
I think
go.
it's true.
Okay. Let's go with that then.
Do you have a question for me?
Oh, I have a question for you. Okay. Coleman, are you a top or a bottom?
At what?
You pick.
In life?
In the bedroom.
In the bedroom. You're just assuming that I'm a homosexual. That's who asked
How
that.
dare they? How dare
Who
they?
is this asked this
is
question?
asked by Y.L. Anthony on the
oh.
Tube of You.
I bet it was. No, it was not. It was answered by
No, there
a
it
G
is.
Creel. Who's that?
Oh, come on now.
No. Buy me dinner and find out.
There we go. All right. Don't die.
No,
Here's
fine.
one for both of us.
I'm ready.
All right, this is from Mogul123. It's kind of like a multiple. Well, actually, no. I'll do this part. Is how did you guys make your way to New York? Recount your journeys, and also this is from SamIam1432. How did you guys become friends? Because it's kind of the same
Kind of, yeah.
question.
We
Answer at least.
Yeah, we went to college together. We went to AMDA, the American Musical and Dramatic Academy in Los Angeles. And we met on the first day of orientation.
Yeah,
We were in the group
actually
together.
we had to do auditions for placements, and I think I went either right before you or right after you.
You were right before me because you
Yeah.
sang home.
I sang "Change
Changing Me. You changed.
Awful choice.
She sang "Changing Me."
I just turned 18. So
I
it wasn't a
sang
big deal.
"Leaving's Not the Only Way to Go" from Big River.
Yeah, it was funny because we were in the line together, and Coleman was like the most popular person on the first day.
That's not true.
Oh my God! Yes, it was.
This was before jaw
I was like,
surgery.
who is that super
This was
popular
This was
person?
before jaw surgery, so I had a different face. I was not popular.
No, listen. And I was like, I want to be friends with that person. But then we ended up talking in line, and then it just kind of blossomed from there.
A little bit. I think what did it was we were outside Amoeba, and someone brought up Sweeney Todd, and we started talking about Mrs. Lovitz, and then we like acted out the number together or something. Very,
like
very
that.
typical musical theater. Love blossoming.
Yeah, I've just kind of been like that ever since. And then we moved
transferred
to New York together.
together.
To the New York school at AMDA.
Yeah.
And so we were already kind of thick as thieves already at that point. And then, we just kind of floated along in New York City ever since.
Yes.
This is from Marshall Knight on Facebook.
Hello, Marshall.
What show do you believe needs a revival?
Ugh! Okay. Where's my fucking list? Okay. MAME.
That's a good
The
one.
Wiz. Mac and Mabel needs to be reinvestigated. We talked about Anyone Could Whistle.
Mhm.
Merrily Rolled Along needs to be revived. Not the production they're doing in LA. A better one with young people would be better because the show only works when there's young people in it. What else? Oh my god. This is such a golden opportunity. Hello, Dolly. Pilot Pone.
Don't agree.
I agree so much. Please.
I
And
would-
Laura Benanti, they can be in a show again. Ribbons down her back.
Oh, Laura Benanti would be beautiful.
Wouldn't she be glorious?
She would be.
She'd be
Patty,
glorious. She'd be so good.
I would like somebody more like
Warm.
like-
You want someone warm.
warmer, a little less abrasive.
But see, the thing is this. Okay, here's my thing. You give Patty Dolly, you give Bernadette Maine. Everybody's happy.
Bernadette Peters would be the most amazing name.
Hello!
Oh my
Could you just
God.
think about it? Like, as she slides down, instead of, like, gold, she'd be in red sequins with the hair, like, on fire. Like,
I can't.
I'm sorry. So
Done.
many shows.
Okay, so this question is from Lindsay Burton on Facebook.
Great.
What were you guys like in high school?
What was I like in high school?
Your jaw was different.
My face was different. It was $42,000 different. I'll cover it because it was functional. I was an acting kid, and I was kind of lucky because I've known that I was gay since I was in 7th grade, and I grew up in Napa, California, which is kind of a very small town. It's where grapes and the wine is made. So instead of being bullied, I really gravitated to the theater and choir department and kind of found my niche there. And I wasn't really known as the gay kid. I was known as the guy that got leads of the shows. So it was like kind of like, oh, don't mess with him because he's in the drama department. So I was lucky in that respect.
That's cool. I was fat. I was really fat.
How fat?
I was almost 200 pounds. I'm 135 now.
You're lighter than me.
I'm lighter than Coleman! Ew! So yeah, and then I lost a lot of the weight sophomore year.
You did?
So I became, my life changed a big deal.
Oh, Tracy.
It was, yeah. I went from a Tracy to, I don't know, an Amber?
Maybe.
Penny?
Penny or an Amber,
Whatever.
depending
I
on
don't
where you're
care.
doing it.
What shows did you do in high school?
Oh,
I did MAME.
Did you?
I was Vera.
You were Vera Charles.
I talked like V. Arthur.
That's great.
It was fun.
I was part of a children's theater group in high school.
Okay.
And so I did Wizard of Oz like 5 times. I did Bye Bye Birdie. I was a Paul Lynde type, so I got Mr. McAfee. We did a white version of Once on This Island.
I was in Once on This Island too. Also,
were you?
we only had one black girl in my cast,
And she was not Ti Moon.
and she was not T Moon. I was Asaka.
I was
fat then, so it worked.
I was Papa Gay. Go figure. Papa Gay.
What else did I do? I did Once Upon a Mattress. I was Lady Larkin.
My senior musical was South Pacific because my drama teacher was a
Oh.
classic lady. And she cast me as Luther Billis because of my
That's
face.
Such weird casting.
I was the thinnest Luther Billis there's
Yeah,
ever
ever.
been.
My senior show was Seussical, and I was Gertrude.
Nice.
That was fun.
We also did Noises Off though that year. That was
Oh yeah, I did the Crucible. I did plays and stuff, but those didn't get any attention.
Really?
Yeah, I was Mary Warren.
Oh, our shit got attention.
And then wait, but interesting fact, I was Mary Warren again, and you were John Proctor at AMDA.
That's very true.
That was fun.
Perfect casting. Me as John Proctor. I'm Abigail.
Anyway. All right, so this is a question for both of us. It's also from Lindsay Burton. She's asking how long it takes to film and edit our episodes.
Well, it depends on the episode.
It does depend on the episode. Things like the Hangover took, weeks.
A while. It took a while. It took a lot of finagling, me calling or emailing some Broadway celebrities, begging them to be a part of it.
Right.
And
And then filming it, editing it took forever.
It's like a labor of love, as we get an idea and then we just like sit down and kind of brainstorm.
Mhm.
If we're in a time crunch, we're gonna like hash it out and do it right there. If we have more time, we can plan it and write a script. Sometimes we do that. Sometimes we just turn on the camera and see what happens.
Yeah, sometimes there's a script and sometimes there's not. And
Yeah.
I think that you can tell when it is either one. It's a different kind of feel of the
It
episode.
is.
And we definitely storyboard like bits like Julie and Julia and things like that.
That we sat down and basically wrote out
We had to write out
the songs.
the
music,
songs. We had to
and
write the
script.
songs, and we had to storyboard when they were going to be and figure out exactly what was happening for each moment of the song, which was really difficult.
There was someone I was talking to like months ago now. They were talking about the show, and they're like, "You guys are really resourceful in the fact that you kind of MacGyver shit," which I appreciated a lot. We don't like to buy things because we ourselves are actors in the city or at school or whatever, and so we don't have a huge budget to go out and buy a green screen. So we went to Dwayne Reed and found these huge pieces of neon poster
Poster
board,
board.
taped them together, and stuck them on a wall. I remember we made a nun habit out of a baseball cap and an Afghan.
Doubt. Yeah.
Like, I mean,
that was our second episode.
if you have a camera and you have a closet full of crap, you can
you can do it too.
do a lot. You have like a whole production company like in your apartment.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's kind of like that show on Disney Channel, Out of the Box.
Yeah, and I mean, the only really expensive pieces of equipment that we use are the camera and the lights. We have a little light system. I'm going to show them. Like
You're
we
gonna
have-
show Xavier as well.
No.
There's the closet I was talking
There's a
about.
closet with our green screen hanging out of it.
See, you can see it.
And that's like the lights, and we have another one over here. This is my apartment, y'all.
Little cameo.
So, and the green screen is usually right behind us. We used to film at Coleman's apartment,
We did.
and for a long time.
For a
and
long
then we
time.
moved everything over to my
Because I
apartment.
moved.
Because
I
Coleman
moved
moved a
to
little bit more
Emily.
out of town.
I moved to Emily Skinner's house.
Oh yeah, Coleman lived at Emily Skinner's apartment for a good long while. And as much as I would like to see Emily's apartment, I did not want to go all the way up to Harlem. So we moved here. All right, so that's pretty much the genesis of our show.
All right, this is a question for you, Samantha. It's it's that weird one. Up the railing step. And this is celebrities on Broadway. Discuss.
Okay, I don't mind celebrities on Broadway as long as they're good. bottom line, I think a lot of people feel the same way.
I think so too.
And I think that a lot of actors out there are actually trained in theater, but then they become famous for being on TV or movies, and a lot of people don't realize it. So
True.
they don't get the credit that they deserve once they're actually on Broadway. It's kind of like what they've been wanting to do their whole life.
Yeah.
And then, you know, like, who was that girl who used to host Dancing with the Stars? I think Samantha Harris is her name.
Is she on Broadway?
She was in Chicago for a little bit, and everyone's like, oh, another person who's never done anything. She was, like, in the original LA cast of Reefer Madness. Like, she was, like,
Really?
studied theater. And she's like, I wanted to be in theater my whole life. I've been studying.
She just did a different. She did a
just went a
hosting
different
thing.
route. She
Yeah.
just went a different route, and then she's, like, getting slammed. And I don't think that that's fair, so I think people should research things before they start slamming people. However, if people are bad, they're bad.
Right.
If they're a celebrity or not. There are a lot of performances out there that are not great, and they're not celebrities. So I think it's based on the performance. I don't really have a preference about whether you're a celebrity or not. I just wish that it wouldn't always be the go-to in order to make a show make money.
Right.
I wish that the best person would get the part, and that doesn't usually
Always happy.
happen.
Always
So,
happy.
Okay.
All right, friends. We have one more question that we were kind of like when we first got it. We're kind of tentative about wanting to answer it. It was I'm going to paraphrase. It's basically, why should we listen to you? Who are you guys? And I have kind of two answers. Number one, we are two friends who love musical theater a lot, who got some lights and a green screen and sat down and started talking about YouTube videos of Broadway and put it online. That's who we are. If you're wanting like theater credits,
We've done a lot of shows. We've been in a lot of shows between us. We've been up for a lot of really big jobs, like Broadway jobs. And we're not going to say which because we don't believe in doing that.
well, I just think it's silly. I mean, it's one of those.
We
things
don't need
like,
to prove it to anybody. And
It's like why? It's like those people that put like, I have an audition today. Does a baker say I made a cake? Like,
yeah, it's just
I don't get it. Like,
part of the job.
it's what you do.
You know?
I just.
We also
yeah.
studied, you know, where Coleman's in the process of getting his BFA. I have my BFA in musical theater, so we're obviously knowledgeable that we have a degree in the field, and we're just fans like you. So we come from a being in the field perspective, being spectators of the field, and just loving it from both ends.
I think the bottom line is if you watch our videos and you think that we're funny or you agree with what we say,
that's it.
watch it.
Then watch it.
If not,
then don't.
then don't watch it.
We
love having you guys watching it. We love your comments. These questions were fantastic. We had so much fun
We had a
answering
great
questions
time answering
today.
these questions. Thank you so much for submitting all your questions, and I apologize if your question didn't get answered. There was a lot to pick through, and we were really excited to do this for you guys and have you guys get to know us a little bit better. You know, no green screen, no effects, just us and you.
Just us and you.
So thanks for watching.
And
Until next time.
don't forget. Break a leg, Broadway!